Hello everyone, my name is Nicky, and if you're a regular viewer of the TVI channel, you will know me as Mrs. TVI. I don't have a car or a GoPro, not yet, but I do have an interest in history, architecture and cemeteries. It's time to see where I am and what I'm getting up to in my corner of the TVI channel today. Hi everybody, Mrs. TVI here again. And I am in another place today where we are going to be having a look around and see what we can see. Today we are in Selby. I'm here with my eldest daughter. We've left Andy, he's gone off to film the rest of this parish, but I've come over to Selby Cemetery, and the first thing that I can see, which is really beautiful, is a couple of matching mortuary chapels. Now I'm going to tell you straight off the bat, this one is going to be a much better video because I have a GoPro. Woohoo! I'm going to have to update the intro now. But anyway, let's go and have a walk around this lovely place and see what we can see. So here is the first of the chapels. They're obviously locked, and its twin is just over there. So one of them will be Anglican and the other one will be Dissenter. And then there's a path between them that then leads through into the cemetery. Now, I've been able to find very little about this place online. I don't even know when these were built, but what I do know is that they are Victorian. But in the cemetery is going to be quite interesting. From what I understand, there are quite a lot of graves for different faiths. There's different faith sections, and the Commonwealth War graves area too. So there's Hannah, or the back of Hannah, and we're going to go up along this path here and take a look. So here it looks like we have the Victorian sort of section. These look to be the older graves. There's lots of the large standalone stones. There's a few interesting ones, like there's one just in the middle of the shop there that you can see. It's like a pile of stones with a cross on top. And then as we come over this side, let's have a look at this patch over here, because these look like a family plot. Look at some of these. These are quite something. So we've got some ground level ones, some quite tall ones. The one in front of me is about 7 foot tall, and then the big grey one at the back is probably another 3 foot taller. So wow, there was some money spent on these monuments, but unfortunately they're quite degraded, and it's also wet this morning, so I can't really read what's on them, unfortunately. But let's have a look at this middle one. So this one says here, in memory of Ethel Mary Liversidge, died January 10th 1877, aged just 5. So this is a huge monument, and there's family members are on all sides of them. There's markings on all sides, but as I said, it's very degraded. So unfortunately, as much as I'd like to, I can't read what it says. It might come across in the film a bit better, but there we go. So here's another beautiful ornate plot, and you can see this pole. It kind of reminds me a little bit of a Victorian lamppost, but obviously it's not. But I've just seen this, it caught my eye because the marker says sacred to the memory of Anne, the wife of Mark Scott, born in Leeds in 1898, married in Leeds Parish Church in, was it 1898 there? 1808. Well, that can't be right. I can't really read it properly. 18 something 8. Married in Leeds Parish Church, 8th of September 1862, and died in Selby, March 1908. Herself forgetting, preferring others. Isn't that lovely? So I found the dedicated section here to Commonwealth war graves, and on the back there we can see there are three large sort of monuments. So the first one, I'm going up the middle here as the graves, is erected in memory of all Selby territorials who served with the 1st and 5th, 2nd and 5th and 3rd 5th West Yorkshire Regiment 1914 to 1918. And you see there's a lot of names on there. And then here, this one is a memorial I've not come across before, a war memorial for the men at Selby who served in South Africa during the Boer War. And then here we have another memorial. It doesn't give a date, but obviously the local gentleman who was a veteran, the founder of Selby Cemetery Remembrance Service. So obviously quite an important person to the local town. So the graves here are absolutely beautifully kept, I have to say. They've all got lovely sort of shrubs and roses and things, and each one of them has got a little painted stone, you know, like the rock thing that children sort of tend to do. But let's have a look at a few of these. So this one is an airman of the Second World War, an unknown soldier. Let's have a look around this side. What have we got backing onto him? So we have Sergeant P.H. Rockingham, Royal Air Force Navigator, 10th of May 1944, age just 21. There's a number of graves here, so 1, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, about 40 graves here, but then there are others dotted around in the cemetery as well, because I have seen them. But let's go carry on and take a look a bit further. Okay, so I've come into the newer section, and as I said on my last one, I'm not getting up close and personal with recent burials, but as you can see here, there's either still space remaining or some unmarked graves here, but this does appear to be a newer section, so I'm erring along with space to go. So here we have at the bottom end of the new section, there's a large cremation garden where instead of them being laid out in rows, instead of them being sort of like that, they are in an arc, which is quite nice. It's an interesting way to put out memorials. It's back up in the older section now. I was hoping to see, sort of like I did in Retford, a grave with, you know, writing in a different language on it, but I haven't, unfortunately. It does look like there's a Catholic presence in this cemetery, and obviously all other religions, and there's just like lots of a nice mix of old and new, and sometimes the new even fits in with the old. Again, like Retford, they have used the space, you know, as best that they can, and we can obviously see still that we have got either space in here or communal burial grounds in here. It's a very peaceful place, this. It's a nice one to walk around. It's quite big, it's well laid out, lots of footpaths. So yeah, if you're up Selby way, give this cemetery a quick look. So just as a last sort of section is that I'm walking along this path here, and the path itself is actually made up of headstones. Now I wonder, and this has been done before, if this section here, because you can see it's not flat, if the headstones were taken up to make this path and then this area turned into sort of a parkland. It's a bit of a wildlife haven in here. I've seen a few squirrels and birds and things, and I'm pretty sure you can hear them. So yeah, I wonder if that's where these headstones have come from, because there's a couple of markers still sort of dotted about actually on that piece of grass. So yeah. Okay, so I might not have been too far off the mark actually with a wildlife and natural area, because look here, we have the world of bees. So it looks as though we've got some hives here. As you can see, there's a few hives inside, and they look like they do like beekeeping courses and things here as well, which is fantastic. I mean, who knew that we would see something like this in a cemetery? This is something I've seen in a country park, but never in a cemetery. So let's pop inside and take a look, and then to round off this visit, I'm going to go and read a few more graves and then see what we can find. Okay, so yeah, so there we are. We've got some hives, and there's lots of information boards in here as well. And then a few bits and pieces, some equipment, and more hives on that side. How fantastic, how wonderful. Let's go see some more graves. Okay, so rather than the standing graves, I thought I'd have a look at a couple of these markers that are on this path. So George Parvin, son of Thomas and Sarah Parvin of Selby, died in October 1868, aged just 26. And also Thomas and Sarah, John and Hannah, so to represent a whole family there. And then here we've got another one where this is for Sarah, the beloved wife of somebody with the surname of Laverick of Selby, that died the 4th of April 1874, aged just 29, and she's the only one that's reflected on this marker. But I would imagine, as I said, that with these, that the remains are actually in this field here. I do think this has been designated as a park wildlife area. Anyway, that, I'm going to turn you around to see me now, sorry guys. That is your lot for this visit. I'm going to go and find Andy now, up in Selby somewhere, and head back towards the Abbey. I'd actually add on to this piece, I don't know if I'm going to add it on or do it in a separate video, about the cholera burial ground, which is by the Abbey there. I might do it on this one, but other than that, we are going to take a walk back up into the town, and we will see you, or I will see you certainly, on the next one. Bye for now everybody. Here I am, back with Andy. See you for the next bit at the cholera burial ground. Okay, so this is only a short bit just to tack on to the cemetery there, the Selby main cemetery. So I am back in the centre of Selby, and I'm right by Selby Abbey, and this is the north side of Selby Abbey, and just here underneath this grass is a cholera burial ground. Selby was quite badly affected by cholera in the 18th century. There goes Hannah. And about over 100 people died of cholera. So I know that Andy will be featuring this in his video of Selby anyway, but here's a little plaque explaining a little bit more about where we are right now. Oh, getting a bit windblown here. The wind's kind of getting up a little bit. It's been raining on and off as well today. So that's my part done. That's my video, everything that I wanted to put in this one today. So do enjoy, let me know what you think down in the comments, and I will see you on the next one. Ooh, hopefully not quite as windblown when I come out with the camera again. Bye for now everybody.